Imagine this. You're born, you survive childhood, you manage to become an adult, and as soon as you're old enough to fall in love, you meet someone special. Things are going great until she bites your head off, literally. Welcome to the life of the male praying mantis. On paper, being a praying mantis sounds kind of cool. These insects are like the ninjas of the natural world. They've got those sleek, elongated bodies, triangular heads with massive bug-eyed stares, and those famous forelegs that fold like they're always ready to bust out some serious kung fu moves. But what no one tells you when you're born is that being a male praying mantis comes with a gigantic disclaimer. Your love life is a death sentence. Let me break it down for you. First up, even getting a chance to mate as a male praying mantis is like trying to defuse a bomb while it's actively counting down. You see, the female praying mantis is significantly bigger than the male, sometimes up to 3 times his size. And although she's perfectly capable of, mating like a normal creature, she often decides to kill her partner instead. Scientists call this sexual cannibalism, which is a nice technical way of saying she uses him as a bedtime snack. And yes, I said decides, because plot twist, she doesn't have to kill him. It's not some uncontrollable instinct. It's a calculated, cold-hearted decision. Depending on her hunger level, or just her mood, she might chomp his head clean off mid-romance. Let that sink in. Imagine if human dating worked like that. You swipe right on Tinder, set up dinner plans, and somewhere between appetizers and dessert, your date looks at you and says, "You know what? I could really go for dessert right now, and you are dessert." But here's where it gets even crazier. If the male praying mantis survives those tension-filled first moments, if he doesn't bolt at the sight of her massive jaws snapping in his direction, he has to perform one of the riskiest balancing acts in the animal kingdom. Not only does he have to approach her extremely carefully, but he may actually have to hop on her back. Yeah, that's right. He essentially blindfolds himself to danger and goes all in, hoping she lets him finish the task before she starts turning him into mantis-flavored jerky. Now here's the kicker. Losing his head doesn't always stop the male from accomplishing his goal. In fact, some research shows that decapitated males, brace yourself for this, become even more determined to mate. Yep, the male praying mantis's nervous system keeps working even after his head is gone, like some kind of bizarre autopilot. So while the female is busy munching on his brain, his body is still finishing the job it came to do. Talk about dedication or desperation. And that raises a big question. Why would Mother Nature allow something so gruesome, so unfair? Surely this has to serve some sort of purpose, right? Well, science does have an answer. When the female eats the male, she's not just being mean. She's fueling up, like hitting a post-romance protein shake. In the insect world, nutrients are everything, especially for female mantises who need extra energy to lay eggs and ensure their babies survive. Some scientists have even found that females who cannibalize their mates produce more eggs than those who don't. From an evolutionary perspective, the female praying mantis is basically saying, "Thanks for your contribution. Now I need your body to keep this family running." Pretty brutal, but hey, nature's not here to spare feelings. And unfortunately for the male, he doesn't get much of a choice. He's driven by innate instincts to mate, even knowing it's likely to end in, well, headless tragedy. I mean, it's not like he can swipe left on the concept of reproduction either. It's wired into his tiny doomed little brain, but how depressing is that? He's essentially trying to secure the survival of his genes at the ultimate cost. But wait, there's more. You might think that if a male praying mantis could just avoid larger, hungrier females, he might have better odds of surviving. And you'd be right, sort of. Some extra sneaky males have figured out ways to approach without becoming dinner. For example, they might choose to mate with females who are already well-fed, lowering their chances of getting eaten. Others take what I can only describe as a YOLO leap of faith, approaching quickly, mating fast, and then darting away before she can react. It's risky, but for those rare males who manage to escape alive, they've secured a major victory in the game of survival. But here's the bittersweet twist. Even if a male praying mantis does everything right and somehow avoids being eaten, he still won't live much longer after mating. Males typically don't survive very far into the mating season. Their lives are tragically short, especially compared to their female counterparts, who often live longer, lay hundreds of eggs, and continue the cycle of carnage for the next generation. So to sum it up, being born as a male praying mantis means your entire existence revolves around one high-stakes mission. Find a mate, pass on your genes, and probably die in the process. If you're lucky, you'll dodge death for a little while. But more often than not, the same instincts that drive you to reproduce will also send you headfirst, literally, into danger. Now, we humans are pretty lucky by comparison, aren't we? Sure, dating might be complicated, but at least most of us don't have to worry about getting eaten alive after a date. Unless, of course, things go really badly at dinner. For the male praying mantis, though, romance isn't just dead, it's deadly. Nature, you absolute savage. So the next time you hear about survival of the fittest, spare a thought for the male praying mantis. A true unsung hero who lives fast, loves hard, and sometimes doesn't make it past the first kiss.